Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Cherish, and if you're not new, welcome back to another Vlogmas video. Host. Christian girl chit chat. I have a conversation with y'all. So y'all see I have a few. So we're going to get started. And yeah, I thought about like baking some cookies or doing something while I'm doing this, while I'm talking to y'all, but I don't have anything to do. Let's just get into it. Forgiving myself, my past people, forgiving myself / my past / people that has hurt me. You should forgive everyone, even if they have hurt you. I know that may sound crazy to you, but just listen, just hear me out. I can't forgive you until you forgive other people, because how do you expect him to forgive you for the things that you have done, but you don't want to forgive nobody? Like, you want to, like, I don't know how to explain that, but I don't think holding grudges is good. You think people get it mixed up. When you forgive someone, that doesn't mean you have to be around them. It's just meaning that you accepted that, you know, they did what they did, but I'm going to move past that. I'm going to move forward from that. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to be around them. You know, you can be cordial with them and y'all respect each other, but that doesn't mean you have to hang out with them or get back with them or do whatever it is, you know? How many times has God forgiven you? He wakes you up every day and gives you a chance every day to get things right. He gives you a chance every day. Any day he could take you off this earth and cut your time and just be like, hey, bye. You're done here, literally. So he forgives us even when we don't even want to be forgiven. So think about that when you're trying to forgive someone else. Only having an attitude for no reason. I think this honestly comes from not setting your tone from the day, because that used to happen to me. Like, I get mad quick, or like I just catch a babe out of nowhere, like, or I'll just, like, you know, my day just like start off bad. I really think that how you start your day is really important, because it sets the tone for the rest of the day. That's why when I sleep in all day, I be mad, because then it's like I really want to sleep for the rest of the, you know? So I really feel like setting your tone for your day is very important. If you watch my vlogs, I said that multiple times in many vlogs, I believe. But yeah, start your day with God. That's the number one thing, because he'll give you joy, and that joy, you can spread it throughout your day. And the joy he give you, no one else is going to take it away. And that's period. Just like that. As simple and plain as I could put it. Like, my boyfriend, I haven't been sexually pure, but I want to be. How do I tell him? Go of someone I love the most. You want to be, you know, if you want to stop, you know, please tell your boyfriend that. Like, tell him what you think y'all should do. And honestly, if it's something you really want to do, like me, I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all on here. I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all. Really a virgin, y'all. And am I happy about that? Yes, I am, because I'm waiting till marriage. That's why y'all see this? It's a purity ring, and I declared that promise. Let's see, a few months, or it was a few after I got baptized. That's when I declared that. Like, I already have been, but I made that decision that I'm going to wait. Start that journey. You can, but if he doesn't want to go along that path with you, don't let him hold you back, because he will, or he can do that. I'm not saying, I don't know like his character or anything, but what I'm trying to say is, don't let anyone take you away from the path God has from you. If they're not bringing you towards God, then they shouldn't be in your life, because obviously they ain't meant to be if they're not pushing you towards God. If they pushing you the opposite way, they pushing you towards sin, then there needs to be some distance or something, like, you know, strong enough to like kind of like stand your ground on what you believe in, then they just tell him. You can honestly tell by their reactions or like things they say. Because I was at y'all only ever had one relationship for real, y'all. Like before I was doing all these talking stages, these situationships, I don't do that anymore. I'm not talking to nobody. I don't have the time. But I did get in one relationship, and a part of me knew that I wanted to wait till marriage, but I don't know if I ever made that known or not. But either way, I did say, like, you know, I'm not thinking about that right now. Like in my head, I was like, maybe wait until marriage, but I'm not sure. But I told the person I was in a relationship with, like, I didn't want to do it right now. I wanted to kind of wait. And we dated for like almost a year. But I feel like our whole relationship, I feel like it was more lust than love, just because they will always bring it up. Even though I already said I wanted to wait, like if I would have stayed, I would have probably given in just because I was in a relationship with that person, and that's not good, you know, because I was constantly hearing it, and it was just like, but it also made me realize throughout the relationship, like, this person keep bringing up something that I do not want to do right now, you know. So I always had that in the back of my head, like, why do they keep bringing it up? Obviously I was 15, I'm not really thinking like that, but at the same time I am, because my mom, she already had instilled that in me. Like, she already instilled those thoughts, because my dad too, because they be like, boys only want one thing. And that's what was in the back of my head. Like every time he brought it up, I was like, is this all he wants? He wants this, because he keep bringing it up. Like, we've been dating for how long? And yeah, we dated for that 1 year, but it's like he just kept bringing it up and up, and I was just like, man, if you tell them and they can't get with it, then honestly, let them go, because it's gonna hinder you and it's gonna hurt you in the end. Just walk away. Just leave the first time. Don't stay. Don't be like me and stay. You're gonna regret it later. You might regret it later. Alright, y'all, so I'm sitting here editing this video, obviously, and I realized that I didn't answer the other part to the question. So it was saying letting go of someone you love the most. One of my biggest advice is that just literally let them go. Don't think about it. Just literally let it go. Walk away. Walk away the first time if you can. Do it. You'll thank yourself later, instead of staying and going through a toxic cycle, because those toxic cycles are not good. They aren't it. Run if you can. Run fast. Run, Forrest, run. You want to put yourself through that. You don't want to keep going through something when you know God has better for you, when you know God has more for you. So why would you keep settling for less when you know you deserve better? You know, block them on everything if you have to. You know, ignore them, whatever, until you're fully over it. And even when you're fully over it, don't unblock them. Don't even think about it. Like, you can still love them from a distance. You don't have to be around them. And that doesn't only go for relationships, that goes for friendships as well. You don't ever have to rekindle anything. You don't. You're not obligated to. You don't need them. Only person you need is God. So I mean, just let it go. Focus on yourself. And I feel like some people, they're focused on the wrong things when they're trying to let somebody go. Focusing on like bettering yourself more or getting closer to God, redirecting their mind. They focus on the thought of what could have been with this person, which drags them back to that person, which drags them back to that same cycle. When you let that thought of what could have been, or what we could have did, or this, or what if this, when you let that thought get to you, you don't redirect your mind back to God, it will have you going back to that toxic cycle. It will have you going back to something you should have been walked away from. So don't let that thought get to you. Just the word, and literally just go work on yourself. Like, whatever your goals is, whatever dreams or things you want to get done, get it done. Get it done. To get better with reading the Bible and spreading the gospel. Now, I don't really have a perfect answer for this, because when some people say when they're reading their Bible they don't understand, and that's because, like, even when you don't understand, just read it, literally, because God will reveal things to you later. And also pray before you read, pray after you read, pray, you know, just pray. But you just have to read, even when you don't understand. keep reading, because sometimes God will reveal things later on and you'll go back and you'll understand. You'll be like, oh, so this and that, you know, or he'll start connecting the dots for you. But it's about being consistent. If you want, you can also, I don't know what Bible versions y'all have, but you can also like get it translated to like one of the other translations, so you could kind of get like a better understanding of what's going on or what's happening, things like that. Just literally spread it like in any way you can, through your content, when you see, when you're at work, you know, just spread it. Like, it doesn't have to be anything big. It could be like something simple as encouraging your friends, sending them Bible verses. Same thing when you're in the world, like giving someone an encouraging message if you see they're upset at your job, and a coworker or something, like things like that, you know. It doesn't have to be like an grand gesture. Like it could be small things. No, this one says boyfriend question mark. I really don't know what that means. I don't have a boyfriend. I don't plan on getting one. I want to be courted, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. This generation is crazy with whatever standards they got and stuff. I don't know, but I don't know what this question is. It says boyfriend question mark. Not worrying about their future and passing school and worrying in general. So you gotta focus more on where you at right now and how can you improve yourself right now. Because I'm not saying don't think about your future, or, you know, always work towards your future, but don't worry about so much in the future, because tomorrow isn't even promised. Like, something could happen to you today. God forbid something happens to you today. Isn't promised. Today is barely promised. So I would say just pray that worry away, literally, because it doesn't come from God, and that's just, you know. Oh, one says cursing. Y'all, I don't cuss, obviously. Well, that may not be obvious, but I don't cuss. However, change your words. Like, I don't even know how to give advice to this, but I do know that the Bible says you should only speak good and don't let corrupt words come out your mouth. I don't know what chapter that is in, but I do know that I read that somewhere. I don't know where though, but your mouth is also very, very important, y'all, because God gave us the power of the tongue, meaning he gave us the power to speak life, like speak actual life into our life, like the fruits of the spirit, all of that into our life. So think about it. If we could speak life into us, that means we can also speak death into us. So that's also why it's like, when I catch myself saying, like, you know, I don't know if I could do this, like I'll redirect my mind and go back and say, no, I can do this, I will do this, because, you know, what you say is important. It is, whether you believe it or not, it is important. I'll be saying affirmations to y'all on, well, in my past videos I was speaking affirmations and telling y'all my daily devotionals every day, because I really believe, like, you know, those things work. They do work, because God gave us the power. So I mean, that's to stop procrastination and building up self-confidence, plus building a schedule. Honestly, when you're about to do something, just do it. Don't think about it, just do it. Because if you start to think about it, then you're going to go into deeper thought, and then you're just going to be dragging time and time and time and time. Like, you could have got it done, but now you're sitting there procrastinating. And then think about it like this. I was watching this video. She was this girl, what's her name on YouTube? I don't know. I was watching her YouTube video, but she was basically saying how, like, the person I am today, for example, won't be the same person I am tomorrow. And she gave some analogy. I forgot how it was. Analogy she gave. Sorry, y'all, I'm all off track. But so this lady I watched on YouTube, I don't know, I forgot her thing. I might put it on the screen. But she gave this analogy of, like, you know, y'all know how, let's say, like, you working somewhere and there's a night crew and the day crew. So let's say the night crew, they don't do their job right. Let's say they leave the floors unmopped, and let's say they didn't let's say, for example, I worked at Jersey Mike's. Let's say they didn't, you know, put up the stuff in their fridge and stuff, and the stuff went bad. Or let's say they left the whole place a mess, and all of that stuff is supposed to be cleaned and, you know, smoothed out, and, you know, they're supposed to do all of that stuff at nighttime, because so when daytime come, it'll be easier for them and they won't have to do it, and they could just open up the store and bake bread and things like that. But let's say they didn't do that. Now daytime has to do it, which means their day is already starting off bad, which means their day already isn't going smooth because they had to hurry up and clean up the store and do all this extra stuff that they usually don't do during the morning shift to start the morning off. So now they have to do it, which means some things might get left done and leave for night to do, and then it's just like a ripple effect. That's basically how she put it. And she's basically like, the person I am today, for example, let's say I do have some work for school, and so I do go back to school tomorrow, and if I didn't finish my work today, that would make the girl tomorrow have to do extra work because of the fact that the girl from yesterday didn't finish our work. She left it for the next girl. So, you know, yeah, I don't know, just think about that. Bring up self-confidence. Honestly, I have a video on that, y'all go watch it. I basically said that confidence literally comes from allowing God to yourself, but allowing God to also pour into you and give you that confidence to say like, hey, I am this, and, you know, I can do this because God is with me and he already has told me all of these things. And so no, I won't settle for less. Pouring back into yourself, giving yourself some grace sometimes. Like, don't be too hard on yourself about things. It really starts within yourself, letting God guide you to that confidence will be a game changer. Like, you can't get it from nowhere else, really. Just like you can't get joy from the world, because it won't last, I promise you. Consistency with prayer and setting aside time to genuinely talk to God. I feel like talking to God, spending time with God, praying to God, all of that stuff, it shouldn't feel like a chore to you. Like, you should do it because you want to do it. Like, that's how I feel. I do it because I want to do it. I choose God, but I didn't only choose God, but God has also chose me. Because even when I didn't choose God, he still chose me over and over. And he always found some way to reel me back in, even when I was exploring, trying to go somewhere else. But things before you get your day started, you know, at night, before you go to bed, and during the day. Literally at work, I'll talk to God in my head, like, you know, especially if like someone comes around me with that negative attitude, or one of my coworkers that come around me with that, like, that, y'all know that attitude they be trying to give. Yeah, I definitely be talking to God in my head, because if I don't talk to him throughout the day, I will have that same attitude and I will give it back to them. I will. So I have to redirect my mind any chance I get, because at the end of the day, we're still flesh and we're still gonna have that, like, you know, but it's all about the redirection and the renewing of your mind. So I'm also struggling with being patient, trying to wait on God's timing. It's to be me, y'all. Waiting is definitely worth it, and God is going to test you time and time again during your waiting season, during your isolation season. He's going to see if you're ready. He's going to see if you're prepared, and he's going to test you. Before he gives you the thing you want, he has to separate you. He has to isolate you. He has to cut off that past away from you. He has to disconnect those people, those things away from you, so that he could get you alone, and so that he could prepare you for everything he has for you. But he can't prepare you if you are so busy looking over here instead of looking over there. Okay, like, he can't prepare you. And I tell my other patients all the time, like, my isolation season was so beneficial for me. A shift, like, God just shifted me. Like, he really did make me a new person. after my isolation season was over. I was just like, I feel like sometimes I still am in isolation, but there was a point where it was strictly isolation, like praying to him, because y'all, I felt like I could not hear him. I felt like I was going back on the wrong track, and you know, I felt it in my heart. I was like, this ain't right, this ain't right. And I was just praying to him like in the bathroom, in the shower, because it was like the noise was too loud, like I don't know. But and I just kept praying to him, and then one day those friends were gone, and those situationships was gone, and all these people were gone, and then all these things were gone. I was like, okay, well, he did that, so let me just, you know, go read the word. And I was just reading every day. And then next thing you know, I got baptized, and we just been, I don't know, but that's basically what happened. And the very thing I was praying for before, he gave to me after my isolation season was over. I was like, so that's what you was preparing me for, okay, like, you know. But it definitely is worth the wait, because it will happen one day. Just like in the Bible, the angel told, it was told to Elizabeth and what's the her husband name, I forgot, but Elizabeth could she not have kids? I think, yeah, she couldn't have kids, and her and her husband were old in age. But her husband had been praying and praying about it, and an angel came to him and said that his prayer has been heard, so when the time is right, God's gonna make it happen. And then y'all know what I'm talking about. It's in Luke. It's in the book of Luke. Y'all go read it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then after the angel also said that your child name will be named John. So yeah. And then next thing you know, she was pregnant, and she named the child. And I remember Mary coming to visit her when I think she found out that an angel came to her about Jesus being born. And yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, with letting go, what can she do? I just answered this, but letting go really isn't easy. But I think that some who or what they're letting go of, instead of focusing on trying to improve or better themselves. You know, it's just like this TikTok I seen. It said, if you miss that man, you ain't busy enough. Like, that's low-key what I'm trying to say. If you miss them, you ain't busy enough. You ain't reading your word enough. You're not talking to God enough. You're not praying enough. If your mind is still shifted on them, then you're not doing enough. So you need to step it up. What happens is when you're not healed yet, you're not ready to let go yet. So you allow your mind to sit there and think about this thing or this person. It's gonna make you want to go back every single time. I'm trying to tell you, it's a mind thing. Don't send that message, because the minute you start to think about it, you're gonna want to act on it. And then later on, you're gonna be like, why did I do that? Because I've done it plenty of times. Trust me, I've done it plenty of times. I just had to just let all ties go completely, okay? Literally. Your word, go work on your school work if you're in school, or go do something. Go take a walk, or go visit nature. Go learn about yourself. Like, you know, get to know yourself, and then you'll love it there. Excited. You'll love it there, literally. It says, believing that somebody is for you from God. Whoa. This might be the last topic. There's a lot of false prophets. Not even that. It's a lot of false, like, you know, people out here that's like, oh yeah, I dedicate my life to God, but they life don't show it. Them actions don't show it. So I'm gonna tell you something. Look at the fruits of their spirit. Look how they act. Look how they treat people. Not only how they treat people, but how they treat themselves. They'll tell you a lot a lot about them. Look at their character. The God about that person, and you want to know if it's from him or is it just a test. Let God actually move in your life. Let him make the decisions and stuff. Don't go ahead and automatically believe that this person is sent from God just because they got a Bible verse in their Instagram, or just because they sent you a little quote, or you know, just because they posted a little quote. That do not mean nothing. Okay, it doesn't mean nothing. So you really have to be cautious about that, because you know, they can also, you know, trick you. Like, you know, people are sent to trick you as well, but they can be something you think they are. You think they, you know, are, you know, sent from God. You think they have good intentions, but in reality they don't. It's just an act, and later on that act will be revealed and you'll be like, dang, I got played. Yes, you did. No, but seriously, like, your discernment has to be on point. And even when I'm unsure, I'll ask my mom, because my mom, she's really good at like looking at people and like, oh yeah, something ain't right, or they don't got the right intentions, or you know, because it's just like when you get closer to God, you'll understand. But yeah, this video, thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all take my advice and follow it. And if you got any more questions, leave a comment. I'll be happy to answer them. And if y'all want a part 2, but y'all want some more in-depth questions or more in-depth answers, let me know. Bye.